I had a customer order a European Dagger. Sorry about the wind, it's blowing like crazy today. And that's what I'm going to be making in the short video. He wanted it made out of 6'4" hardenable titanium. That's what I'm doing. Nothing more, nothing less. Bang, 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 bang. Okay, I got it in the picture. Alright, well, I'm going to forge it real quick for a bit, and as soon as I start hitting it, it'll knock all these clumps off that was caused by the plasma cutter, and maybe I can fix that where I got into it a little bit. Should still be pretty strong. I've got about 15 and a half inches. Well, about 15 inches to work with. I think that'll be enough. I can cut a new tang out of here and try to take all these edges off. Well, after forging, then I cut off the edges here. Any spots that I seen that didn't need to be there, I went back to forging, and then I cut the edges again, and now I've got about a 9.5 inch blade and about a 4.5 to 5 inch tang here. So my next process is I've got to cast the handguards. So far this is what I have for the handguard, and the customer requests that I cast it out of aluminum bronze and the pommel, which I haven't quite got made yet. And here is the paddock that I'm going to use as the handle. So something like so. We'll see how it turns out. Here's my little casting box with the handguard in there, which is upside down. I'll pull that out for you. There you go. It's going to sit right like that with the handle down here and the blade right up here. Looks okay so far. You never really know until you get in there. Here's my bronze handguards. I've cut off the flow port here and drilled some holes through it. And I've just got to snug everything up. It fits on there. It's a little tight right near the top. And then this paddock goes on there like so. And now all I got to do is cut my pommel off here, kind of round it up a little bit, and then drill a hole through it as well so that this can go through it and I can rivet that down. Alright, I've sealed this off with some plumber's putty so that I can put the handle on there and then glue it without worrying about my glue running all the way down to the blade. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants a gluey blade. This is linseed oil. It's a natural alternative to that other stuff you could slap on there. Now I could probably continue to polish the blade, but I'd be here forever, I think. So I have shipped the Dagger. The customer has requested a sword, same style. The only difference is that this sword is going to have a leather wrapped handle whenever I get done with it. There's my blade. I've got to flatten it out a little bit more. I've got to go back to the forge as soon as I get through cutting off these little crispity, crunchity, peanut buttery butterfingers. No, okay, sorry. Just these edges where the little cracking and stuff is all along it. Now that I got all the edges trimmed off, I'm going to go back to the forge, flatten it back out, give it a good profile, blah blah blah. Alright, I've got the blade pretty well shaped up. I'm going to take this here 80 grit spongy wheel. And that's what I try to do, like a heavy grit to smooth it out, because it's so hard it's just going to smooth it a little bit and not going to leave any scratches in it. And that's the hardest thing for me. You try something like an aluminum oxide wheel or something like that, it's going to leave scratches and it's going to darken the blade. But a spongy wheel doesn't do that. So that's what I'm going to do. That's where I'm at. Where are you at? Where's anybody at these days? Nobody knows, really. Let's get into deep theological thinking for a while, or not. So this is the hand guards that I cast for the Dagger, and I was going to lay it out beside the ones I just made for the sword. Almost the same design, just a bit bigger. Now that I've got the blade hardened, I'm going to work on the pommel and the hand guards. So this is part of a chair, and now it's going to be part of the pommel. going to put this together to show y'all what I've got so far. I've got these, the hand guards and the pommel polished up. I tried to use wood as the handle. He wanted it wrapped in leather, and it just didn't look right against the pommel or the hand guard either. And with as wide as the tang is, it just wasn't working. And I'm using a piece of titanium. So, let's see. Alright, that's on there really tight. Alright, now that I've got this wrapped, I'm just trying to make sure everything's nice and tight and there's no visible spots in between. And right here at the end, I'm just going to have my wife, I'm going to go inside and see if she'll cut that for me to where it will fit in this groove up here. And then just try to glue it in, make sure it's all, you know, pretty. Now I'm just going to let that sit there for a while and do its thing. Alrighty, well, there it is.